Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different from what we normally do, and I'm going to be talking about a hero that'll be quite good if you're new to Dota, because it's quite simple and easy to use. Because I know when me and James, when we started playing Dota, we came from League, you've got all your heroes here and you look at them all and you're like, who the bloody hell do I play? So there's one hero that I've found lately, or recently, where I've been having a lot of fun with him. He's very simple to use, so you don't have to worry too much about, like, there are people in this, like, say, Invoker, where is he? I can't find him. But Invoker's got, like, here he is. He's got a lot of spells to deal with. You've got to, like, combine your spells, line them up, and to use certain things. So, obviously, he's very complex, and there's a few other heroes that are complex. So, a lot of heroes that are easier, like, simple. But there's one that I found that's, like, I've been loving him lately, and it's this guy right here called leshrac. So if I look at the history, I've played a lot of him lately. I had a bit of a little bit of a downer there, but ever since I started playing him, I've actually been doing pretty decent, I think. So, and as you can see, the last game, 6-6 and 26. So I'm going to jump into the practice tool with him, so I can show you some bits. But basically, it's just, I think it's very simple with how his abilities work. So you can it's kind of like you can press your abilities, kind of like leave them, they'll do their own thing, and you don't have to worry too much about them. So you can focus more on other things, because there is, like, this game is very heavy on item usage. So if I level up my abilities to max, so basically you've got your Q, which is a stun. At level 1, the circle is quite small for it, so this is quite small, so it is kind of difficult to hit earlier on. But when it takes a sec to charge up as well. But when you've got it max level, it is a lot easier to hit. And when you get your shard, it causes it to, like, happen again, like 3 more times. So if I buy my shard and I use it now, so it'll pop once, then this ring will appear, and it'll actually get bigger each time. So it pops again, and then again, and then again. So basically, if you're in the middle of a team fight and shit's going down, everyone's fighting, you just got, like, kind of a passive stun going there. So even if you're stunned or silenced or whatever, if you've got that going, it really does help you out a lot, and it's actually coming clutch a lot for me, in a lot of, like, situations. So then you've got your W, which is, like, basically all you do is you press it, and then these little explosions go off. And basically, if there's an enemy next to you, like this guy, the explosions will just go onto the person and, start killing them. So if there's multiple people around you, it will spread it out. So if I, like, put a few axes down, then I press W, so it'll, like, kind of split the damage between them all. So it's good. Well, it's really good early on for if you've got, like, a one-on-one, or if you're, like, trying to win lane. If you use it in conjunction with, because they've got your facets. This one is where your attacks restore mana, but there's the other facet. I think, can I change it? Change loadout. So this one. So if I press W now, the explosions sort of happen more frequently. So basically, the damage would normally go off over 10 seconds, but if you use this, you get that full damage, but in 6 seconds. So you're doing the same amount of damage, but you're doing it in essentially half the time. So earlier on, when you're pressing W, and if you go to level 2, you're doing 20 damage a second. Well, you're doing 20 damage per explosion, and there's 40 explosions in 6 seconds. So you're doing a hell of a lot of damage to someone if you catch someone out. Or literally all you do is you press W and you just run them down. I mean, you can say, again, it's max level, but, you can just run people down with it, basically. Again, they are low level ones, so yeah, it balances out. So your E is a lightning bolt. Basically, if you put it on someone, it'll bounce to the next person, bounce, jumps, lightning strikes. So it's a max level it's 11. So you could, if you're in lane, you could lightning strike a minion, and then it'll strike whoever's closest. And if there's no one close, like you saw, then it went this way and didn't strike him because it had no one to bounce to off of him. It's kind of like the Zeus chain lightning. It's just it needs something to bounce to, and if it's got the bounces left. So it's very good because it slows them down as well. So you can like use your E to slow someone, then try and Q them when you're rarely on and don't have it leveled up as much. And then your ult is the big one. So basically your ult doesn't have a cooldown. It just drains mana when you've got it turned on. So if I come over here, press R, and it just procs damage. So each time you see my mana going down, for each time the thing is. So all you do is press R, turn it off, and there you go. So it's a very strong ult. Like you can stack up a lot of damage just standing next to people and burning them down. It is kind of nuts how much you can do. So if I like level these up again, they've got no items. But if I like level max them, now I just like do this. So you've just got the same amount of damage. You don't like do any less damage if you're next to like more people. So as long as you're next to like the people, it'll just rinse them. When you've got that going, and you've got your W going, doing all your stuff, it does it does add up a lot. So it is like when you're in a team fight, basically Leshrac's very good because you've got the stun support, you've got your W, you've got your ult, and basically all you've got to do is be near them. Even as long as you pop your abilities and you're near the enemy, you're going to be helping out your team. Which is like, again, you saw I had 26 assists because I've been playing him as the POS 5, like the hard support, with James being the POS 1 carry. So I've been trying to support him, put pressure in lane with him. But I've been playing him a little bit differently. So I've been using the other facet. So again, it does the same amount of damage, but it's just over 10 seconds. But your W now, it hits buildings. So if you've got the other facet, it doesn't let you hit buildings. Like by building, I mean turrets, the enemy barracks, anything. So like the W now will hit your enemy buildings, which is great for pushing. If you're pushing the lane, putting pressure on, and wanting to destroy the turrets and actually get just win. It helps out massively. And like I say, your auto attacks now restore mana. So when you're in lane, you can just kind of start popping W where you're in a lane. So it'll hurt the minions, so you have to watch out for that. So you don't want to steal your carry's farm. But you can just press your W, which will, when they're stepping up, it'll be hurting them. And then you just auto attack them, and you're restoring your mana a bit while you're just playing, which means you can pop more spells. So the mana side of it, you've got to, I guess, be more active with it. Don't be afraid to use your spells because you can get the mana from your auto attacking, and you obviously go into banner boots for arcane boots for your first item, so you'll have that to get more mana as well. And sometimes you buy wands, so you mana wise you will be pretty good. So it's a bit different playing it with the mana restore facet. Because when you're using the other one where you're doing the more damage quicker, we play a lot more aggressively. So I'm trying to find like their support being out of position, or like just try to find them. So I know I've got that damage and I can rely on that damage. Whereas you got to play a bit safer when you've got this other facet, because you don't have the damage. Like those 4 seconds make a big difference. The amount of times, like if we've had a lot of kills in lane where we wouldn't have had those kills if I was doing my damage over 10 seconds rather than that 6 seconds. So it does impact how you play the lane a lot, which you get used to it. But it is, both of them are very good in their own ways. Again, this one's more for, I've been trying to do it 'cause, on our streams and stuff, people have been saying, try the W to hit the turrets. Which is weird because we have the pressure when I've got the other facet, and we can push towards the turret better. But with this facet, I'm like figuring out how to put the pressure on, which again in me is being near the wave, doing this to passively damage them a bit more, and then getting my mana back by auto attacking the enemies. So that's it's kind of swings and roundabouts with it. So yeah, you can play him as, I'm pretty sure he can be in nearly any position. Like apparently I've only played him in Pos 5. I have wanted to try him mid, but I haven't had the chance to yet. But I imagine he's really good as a mid laner because again, you've got your self-sustained mana. You can just Diabolic Edict in the lane. I imagine it's easier because you'd be hitting the minions with it and the enemy if they're close enough. So and then you attacking, making sure your mana's topped up with auto attacks. And you've got especially early on, you've got a lot of damage, and I don't see a lot of the shot. I think I've never, the other time I've seen him in the game is when I've played him, and that's like literally, I've not seen him on my team and enemy team. I've never seen him apart from me playing him, and I'm like apparently the only one that plays this guy, which I think he is really good because say you can play him. Well, you can play him off lane. Well, apparently I've not tried it, but I feel like from what I've seen and what I've heard, you could play him in the off lane, give him a go there. Mid, I think he'd be pretty decent at. I play him as the Pos 5 support because I know I can give James the support he needs and put the pressure on. But so this is just a guide. Moose. I know he's a pro. I think I can't say his name, but yeah, it's just a Pos 5 guard. When you're playing him, like in one of those positions, he is a lot more. You do a lot more damage dealing. Obviously, all your more damage items. But yeah. So I do like to. Well, I like to recommend throwing in a spell mask, like a voodoo mask, if you're like needing the bit more of a sustain and healing. The spell mask is very nice. The only thing is, I think because the update, what is it? Pure. So the Diabolic Edict, that won't heal you from it because I'm pretty sure pure damage doesn't heal you from the spell lifesteal. Sorry, spell lifesteal isn't affected by pure damage anymore, I don't believe. So just be careful of that. That won't heal you with the voodoo mask. Your ult E and Q will. So if you're just running through people and you're ulting them, then you will be healing yourself with the spell lifesteal off this, which it again has come in clutch for me. But it's one of those things where I think just before the update, because the update it happened like a week or two ago. So I'm pretty sure I was getting healing off the W and the R. So I don't know how good it would be to just kind of get a voodoo mask early on. But if you're needing to go more of a main build, then it still is the Bloodstone and voodoo mask are very good to have when you've got your ult and you're just kind of running in and rinsing people. But like I say, it's more of a support build, but I've been finding it's great if things are going tits up and you don't have the damage and your team is a bit so-so, or you don't have a front line necessarily. He is good because you can build more tanky or build that damage. Like again, in a lot of games where things were going wrong and going bad, I thought fuck it, started building like Bloodstone, building Kaya and Sanj, doing all that stuff, which is you can do it and you do damage and you are useful. There's been a couple times where I bought Blink Dagger and blinked into the backline, say a sniper. I blinked into a base where there was a sniper rinsing us, blinked in, jumped on him and just like rinsed him, and we ended up winning the game off at one occasion. I did that, we ended up winning the game because of it. So Blink Dagger is great on him, especially with his Scepter. Now, I haven't actually bought it before, but his Scepter is like, it sends you, Ethereal, and enemies near you ethereal. So well, when people are ethereal, they can't auto attack. So with this one, they can't attack. They get slowed down and they take more magic damage. So they take more magic damage. Take more magic damage. They can't attack. They get slowed. You move faster. Normally, when you're ethereal, you take more spell damage, but it doesn't actually increase the spell damage that you take. So if I run up to these guys now, press D. So I can't. No one can auto attack. So we're all ethereal. But like I say, it made me move a lot faster. So if I stand here now and just press R, so you can see it's 120. So if I do D then R, you can see. Okay, why is there no numbers? You can't see the bastards. Okay, that's great. Well, so if I press D now, if I stand here, press D, then press R. Pretty sure it is doing more damage. You can't see me. Why is there no damage numbers? So that should be doing more damage. It should be taking 30% more damage, in theory. So it's so it gives you that survivability as well. Like if there's someone a core on their team that's auto attacking, you can literally so you can buy a blink. So you can basically walk up, blink in, do that, press R, W, and then you kind of get everything going on them. And for all that time, they're essentially they can use the spells still, obviously, but they can't do anything to you essentially. So he is very. I mean, in my opinion, I've been playing him. He's been. I've been enjoying him. I've been able to support the team. I've been able to. I've been able to carry or be another carry if we're falling behind. Even with his talent tree as well. Again, you've got more mana regen here, so it's very mana safe. If you're not used to, because I know, especially if you're coming from League, how mana works in this compared to League is very different. You'll rinse through your mana a lot more in this game, but there are a lot more things to top up your mana and have your mana be higher. But again, so if you've got your auto attack for your mana, you've got that, then you've got mana regen. You can have damage reduction. Well, they have swapped these around, so you get damage reduction during Pulse Nova, which is great. It used to be up here and it used to be 20%, but they've moved it down one, you get 10%. So if you need to be at the front line, you can literally grab that. Again, if you've got blink, you can blink in, start ulting, and you'll be taking 10% less damage due to you using your ult. And again, if you get your scepter, you'll be taking more damage, and so on and so forth. So Diabolic Edict hits an additional target or Pulse Nova damage. Again, if you're more of a bursty going in, you can just kind of go in and rinse them. More explosions or the Pulse Nova triggers Lightning Storm. So this is so I'm guessing. So it's every two pulses is a Lightning Storm. I'm assuming the damage from that Lightning Storm will be in relation to this, the damage on this ability. So again, if you go in, I'm guessing it'll basically, everything kind of flows with itself. So, like I say, I think it's great. It's very simple, and again, with how his abilities work, you can kind of click and forget. Get your W on, get your R on, and then you can kind of just point, try and get your Q out, try and get your E up. But it helps you with any active items, like you may get Yules. You want to, make sure you use your Yules, but it'll help get you used to doing and using items. Again, even with Yules, you can literally go in, W, R, and you can Yules yourself, and it still does the damage to everyone. So if you want to be even safer whilst you're in. You can literally just do that as well. It does help you out. Again, I've done it before where someone was on top of me and I just used that. I mean, if you've got Bloodstone, you're up in the air, you can literally Bloodstone, heal a bit more while you're safe. Like I say, you can build tank with him, you can build support. Again, I've been building him with the support and swapping over as and when I need to, which you can do both. So, but yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun with him, to be fair. Especially when you build it again, because I go like Solar Crest, so you get the movement speed, and you can like literally, if you get Solar Crest, the Guardian Greaves, you can literally like you get from A to B very quickly. And even if you need to farm, you're not worrying about like, oh, I can't farm, I don't have farming spells or damage. Like you don't have to worry about not having the damage, because again you've got your W and your ult, and yeah, you can demolish camps. So if you do need to start farming and start catching up gold bars to help out, because someone's like lost lane or in doing a very or just having a bad game, you can step up and be like, all right, okay, I'll start doing this, which is very helpful, because a lot of people I found that, especially like with tanky people, if I'm like playing the tank or the support, and our main damage dealer or one of our main damage dealer isn't like, they're falling behind, they're doing very well, and they're having a crap game, I found that with a lot of supports you can't step up and do much about it. So like you've got to just kind of suck it up and hope that he gets back in the game, or you just get lucky fights and stuff. Whereas with this, you can be like, right, okay, I'm going to step up now because I've got the damage. I can do that. I can be the tanky one, or I can be the damage one. I can, be in their face and do stuff. So, but yeah, I like him. Yeah, it took me a while to find him. But I've got to say, if you're new to Dota, like in general, just if you're a brand new player in general, is a great, nice, simple hero to try before you delve into some other heroes. But yeah, I've got to say, if you're new in general, or if you're coming over from League, and you want someone simple to play whilst you're learning the game, so you don't have to worry too much about learning a hero to then play the game. If you just want to jump in, pick someone very simple and easy, that's decent, and you just want to focus on learning the game, learning how things work, where you are, what's happening, all that good jazz. If you want to worry about that, then I'd go for leshrac, give him a go, and get into the game and enjoy it. But yeah, so sorry if this is a bit different and not what I was expecting. But if you'd like us to talk about any other heroes, or just do a follow up or anything like that, then I can get James to talk about, like he likes to play this little guy called Troll Warlord, which he is fun. I've played him. He is very fun to play. Or he's been playing a lot of Clinks lately. If I can find him, Agility Clinks. So he's been playing a lot of him. Like he plays him with the leshrac. So we've just got ranked, and that's been our like rank duo in the lane, which has been working pretty well for us. So if you want James to do a little rundown of a hero and what he thinks of it and everything, then let us know in the comments. Let us know if there's anyone else you want us to look at or maybe talk about, or if you want me to explain a little bit more about leshrac, then I will more than happily do that. Cause, again, as you saw from my match history, I've been playing like 90% him. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Like I said, leave a comment letting us know what you think, anything you want to know, anything you want to tell us that we may not know, if there's any tips that I don't know about leshrac. Like I say, I just feel like he's a forgotten hero. I feel like no one talks about him, we don't see him or anything, and so if there's anyone out there that's a secret leshrac champ, then hit me up with some tips and tricks. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Why don't you and I
We